Hello everyone. I wanted to do a second video today, and I wanted to do it on rage and anger. Somebody sent me a message and it said, I am feeling a lot of rage, like unprovoked, intense anger, and I'm having a hard time holding space for it. I know you've said that these emotions are coming up to be felt and alchemized, but it's challenging. Do you have any advice? And I feel like this is an important question to answer. Why? Because rage and anger is a large part of the human collective consciousness that we are alchemizing. What does it mean to alchemize? It means that you take a consciousness or an energy in one state and you shift it into another state or another frequency. So we're taking lower states of consciousness, lower frequencies, and we're shifting them into or alchemizing them into higher states of consciousness. How do you do that? You basically merge them into light or merge them into a higher state by seeing, feeling, and acknowledging that consciousness. The body actually is an alchemization device, and your body is holding higher frequencies. So when you consume or digest lower states of consciousness from the external, you are literally alchemizing it within your own body, unbeknownst or unconsciously, by feeling it and acknowledging it and seeing it. And not everyone has to alchemize it like this, right? And not everyone is alchemizing it. But many and many and many millions of human bodies are alchemizing right now without realizing that's what they're doing. So anger and rage are consciousnesses that are not held in higher states of consciousness. They're not higher frequencies. They're lower frequencies in the large spectrum of consciousness. If you were to move along a spectrum of consciousness, there's higher states of consciousness and lower, so to speak. Okay? As we are moving into higher states of consciousness, the lower states can't come along. They have to be alchemized or shifted into the higher states, dissolved. Okay, here's how my guides wanted me to share this. First of all, they wanted me to let you know, Maya, I think your name, Maya, Amy, and anyone else that is feeling rage and anger. They are loving you. They are thanking you for experiencing it. They're thanking you for feeling it. You are deeply, deeply loved. That's the first message. The second, can you imagine walking into a room and the room is the third dimensional world that we live in? The entire human collective and any experience that you could have is held in this room. And in the room is all these dust particles. And as you walk into the room, you start to consume dust particles. You can't necessarily see them, but they're dust particles that you start to consume that are from the ground or from other places, who knows, the drapes, wherever they come from. Okay. I want you to imagine your body as the vacuum. And as you're moving into the room and walking around the room, you are sucking up dense consciousness, i.e., dust. And as you suck in or digest that consciousness, it's irritating, it's annoying. You're like, wait, what was that? That felt weird. Wait, my nose is itching, my eyes are irritated, right? You're feeling anger. Unprovoked many times. You're just feeling the collective consciousness of anger and rage. And if you notice, there are millions of humans that are unconscious, not awake, not ascending, or conscious and ascending, and don't realize that what's actually happening when they are feeling anger and rage is that they are clearing the collective. So you look at all these people that are in so much anger and in so much rage, and what's actually happening is they're alchemizing and digesting and expressing the consciousness that we're clearing. It's just that you want to start practicing expressing it from a place of a higher state. So when you express anger and rage from the vibration of anger and rage, screaming, yelling, getting angry at, fighting, riots, those types of things, then you are perpetuating the dust. You're just throwing the dust back out, right? So what you want to recognize is, one, you're in a room full of dust particles that include anger and rage. Your body is a vacuum that's designed to alchemize it. So you're digesting the dust, and then as you digest the dust, you feel it. And your role is to express it from a higher state of consciousness. And so how do you do that? One, you recognize what's actually happening. It's a collective. I'm a vacuum. I'm digesting dust. That dust provides me an opportunity to feel anger and rage and anything else. That's the first step. The second step, what do I need to do to move it through me? So it's not that they want you to understand, you're not holding space for it. You're allowing it to flow or move through you. Okay? So what do you need to do to allow it to move through you with more ease and grace without projecting it back out into the bedroom or into the room as dust? What do you need to do? And only you know that. I can tell you all the things that I do. I breathe. I stop whatever I'm doing that when I feel the fear, when I feel the anger and the rage, I stop. I breathe. I let it move through me. The knee-jerk reaction is to like project it out. What do you need to do to let it move through you? Because it's particles, it's energy, it just moves. It's designed to move. But we don't like feeling rage and anger, especially if you're not used to feeling rage and anger. A lot of us aren't. It's not comfortable. We don't know what to do with it. And we feel bad about ourselves. There's something wrong with me because I'm feeling fear or anger and rage. There's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. This is a human collective. And the parts of the human collective that we're alchemizing include anger and rage. Third thing, breathe. Breathe, 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 breathe. The breath is what's it called? Where I lost the word. Lubrication for energy to move. Breathe it through. Sound. Sounds can shift energy through really quickly. Whether it's a tone, whether it's a frequency, whether it's a song, right? Put a song on, it'll shift that energy through. It'll flow it through quicker, right? What else? Oh, observation. Observe, observe, observe. Be the observer. Be the observer. I am in a room in third dimension with tons of dust. Anger, rage, fear, anxiety, stress, worry. My body's a vacuum and it's going to consume it. As soon as I consume it, I'm alchemizing it. And the best way that I can do that is ... What are my tools? What's on my tool belt? What's in my tool belt? And can I try not to project it back out into the world, onto people, onto things, onto events in the same frequency that it came into my body with? That is key. If you are unconscious, you're going to project the anger and rage back out, and then it's just this cycle. If you're conscious and you're aware, you know that you're holding higher states of consciousness. And when you alchemize it, you release it in different ways. It moves through your body and you don't have to project it out. Okay? Observe all the other humans as vacuums, even if they're unconscious. So when you have somebody come at you with rage, be like, oh, look, they're alchemizing. They just don't realize it. There's a huge amount of anger and rage coming from them. And then let it flow. Let it flow. Just let it flow. You don't need to hold space for it. You just let it move. Just be aware of how you are expressing it or experiencing it, okay? So those are the steps that I would say to take. Find the tools that work for you. There's nothing wrong with you if you're feeling anger and rage, especially if it's unprovoked. This is part of the large human collective that we are shifting and alchemizing, and I hope this helped. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the vacuum. Thank you for staying in your body. Thank you for feeling everything. There's nothing wrong with you. I love you. We are shifting, and there will eventually be, there already is, another now moment where we don't experience and feel anger and rage. I love you.